What's up, guys? This is Steve with the Alpha Flow Trader team. It's Monday. Happy Memorial's Day. Markets is closed, so I figured I'd take the time to make a video for Quantower, our Quantower customers who uses Key Levels Pro AI. I made one of these videos for TradingView, which goes over all the features that you see on the chart for TradingView. So I wanted to make the same video for Quantower. With that said, let's get started. I'll try to keep this video short and sweet. This is Quantower, and what you see on the chart now is all the features from KLP AI. I guess we'll start out with the key levels that are presented by Key Levels Pro AI. Your key levels are going to be here on the right hand side near the price scale, and we have a few key levels now on the chart. I have the oil chart open right now, and we have some key levels here: prior week low, pre-market low, London low, London point of control. This was from London's session volume profile session. We have pre-market high, Asia point of control from Asia's prior volume profile session. And we have London high here. That's just presented. That's just what's on the chart right now. Some of the other levels that we do show, which would show up right here, would be, what is it? Prior day high, prior day low, all-time highs, prior months and prior weeks highs and lows. Those would all show up on the right-hand side here of the chart. And then on the left-hand side, I'll actually condense this chart down a little bit. On the left-hand side is where you would find our pivot levels attached to the left-hand side of the chart. So our pivot levels for oil at the moment would be, these are your S5s, your S4, your S3s. White dashed line is the central pivot. So the equilibrium between S3 and R3. And then you have your resistance pivots, R3s, R4s, R5s, and there is an R6. Also, you'll see these red shaded boxes, which symbolize supply zones. KLP AI does automatically detect supply zones from multiple time frames. It goes high as the daily time frame. It starts detecting supply and demand zones at the daily time frame, the 1 hour time frame, the 4 hour time frame, the 30-minute time frame, and lastly the 15-minute time frame. And they're usually labeled here, like this one says SZ, which stands for supply zone. 1H stands for 1 hour. So this right here was a 1 hour supply zone drawn on our 5-minute time frame. We are currently on a 5-minute time frame on oil. Excuse me, guys, I'm a little under the weather today. So yeah, so that's our supply zone. Let's scroll to the bottom here and see if we have any demand zones. Here goes another supply zone. Now this one is drawn off the 15-minute time frame. This is a 15-minute supply zone. And if we go any lower, and here goes a 4 hour demand zone down here. All right. This label right here just lets you know what's the current volume profile that's on the chart, which is this guy right here. These are session volume profiles, and we have 4 in total. We have the New York Open, the New York session profile, the London session profile, the Asia session profile, and we have one for a custom one that I've made for the energy markets. And this label in here will tell you what is the current session profile that's on the chart, which is our energy markets for oil. All right, some other labels here. You have the labels for your session volume profile. Now this area right here is your session volume profile. The volume profile is distinguished by this blue shaded area. This is your value area. The top border of the value area is known as your value area high, which is labeled value area high, VAH, and it gives you the price point of value of the current value area high, which is 91.66 right now. Then you have the lower border of your value area, which is your value area low, labeled VAL, and the price point for that's currently value area low is 90.68. And then your shaded area inside here, the blue shaded area is your value area. You'll also see some light blue boxes that runs across the chart, and these actually highlight your high volume nodes for your volume profile. So we have two high volume nodes right here highlighted, this little area and this little area right on top of each other. You have a red dashed line, which is labeled POC. That stands for point of control. Basically, where the most high volume transactions happen is at point of control. This is where buyers and sellers agree the most, and generally where price likes to hover around during the session. All right, what else we got? We also have, all right, so this line right here is your VWAP line from the previous session, which was London. This was London's VWAP, and every time a new session profile starts, it also starts along with a new volume weighted average price. So VWAP is anchored to the start of each session. So this yellow line represents oil's VWAP, which price is currently trading under. All right. You also have another red shaded area, not to be confused with our session volume profiles. This red shaded area is your low volume nodes. So you can change these colors if you go into settings. They're highly customizable. You can change them to whatever colors suit you. But for me, I have these red shaded areas that are usually found inside or just outside the boundaries of your session volume profile. These are known as low volume nodes. So I like to know where my low volume nodes are, and I like to know where my high volume nodes are. All right, what else we got on this chart here? All these dashed lines are all point of control. So your Asia point of control, prior session point of control, except for this dash line here. This is actually a signal that went off, and the signal, whenever a signal goes off, you'll see these arrows underneath the entry candle, and the arrows, if you hover over the arrow, it'll bring up a tooltip. Let me get this out your way. It'll bring up a tooltip which gives you all the contributing factors for that signal, all the confluences, all your entry point, your TP1, your TP2 coordinates, your stop coordinates, where it suggests you to place your stops. So this is where TP1, where it's telling you TP1 should be, and this is telling you where TP2 should be. This looks like this one already got, yeah, for sure got stopped out. Got stopped out pretty quickly. So it's also labeled as a weak signal as well. So some of the things that some of the confluences for this particular signal was closed. It came, swept London low and closed above London low. Yeah. So there was a low volume node here that it whipped through. We also take away points as well for negative confluences. It was on the wrong side of VWAP. This is a long, and at the time it was trading under VWAP. And also the Ichimoku cloud, which is another feature we use to determine current trend bias, which is not on the chart right now. And I can show you what the Ichimoku cloud looks like if I go into here. and activate it. I just don't like it. It's it's being factored in the background. So as long as it's being factored in the background, I generally don't need to see it on the chart. Um, but for those of you that wants to see it on the chart, you just activate Show Cloud, which is your Ichimoku cloud, and that's what it looks like. This is your cloud. So at the time of this trade, the cloud was green, indicating a bullish, indicating bullish momentum. However, the forward-looking cloud was red, indicating that there is going to be a shift soon from bullish to bearish. And so this was correctly listed as a negative confluence, which made this a weak signal, and it eventually got stopped out. So here goes another signal here. Now this is one of those signals that actually worked in our favor. This was a weak signal as well, but came up and definitely hit TP2 for the winning trade. All right, let's see what else we got on the chart. I think that's it. I think that covers everything on the chart as far as what you would see on here. Let me go into settings and see if I'm missing anything. So as far as settings go, this is where you would set your New York session hours. I'm on East Coast time, so I have my New York, and it's set. It uses military time, so we go from 9:30 to 1600 for our New York session, and then for London session, New York time again. Once again, Eastern Standard Time. I mean, we go from 2, and London does overlap with New York, and for me, I have my session volume profile run only until 8 a.m. New York time. So we cut off our London session at 8 a.m. and then we have our pre-market between 8 and 9:30, and then we start our New York session. All right. So this is where you would set your times. You can each session profile is highly customizable. You can put whatever time slots or time range you want that session profile to run from. All right. Also, here's where you control how many key levels you see here on the right hand side. I want to see all of them on the chart. I want to know where London high and London lows are, Asia high, Asia low, prior day, prior week, prior months. Let's expand this out so we can see. Yep. All right. So yeah, show levels. If you didn't want to see the levels, a lot of this stuff, if you don't want to see it on the chart, can be taken off the chart. Your levels can be taken off. Your Camarilla pivots, which is these guys right here, your pivot lines, your support and your resistance pivot lines, they can be taken off the chart. And they can also you can change the colors as well. Your VWAP settings, I have New York unchecked because we're on the oil chart right now, and oil, their energy market starts at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So instead of using New York's session volume profile, I use oil's custom time from 9 a.m. until I believe 2 p.m. Eastern. And so I use oil's VWAP anchored to its open instead of New York's. Here's your session volume profile settings. You can set how many prior sessions you want to be able to see. Ticks per row, I normally actually have this at 1. It is in tick mode, my session volume profiles. These are the point of controls, value highs and lows. You can have them extended to the right if you wanted to, which I do. Profile alpha, which is just your opacity. Let's see what else we got. These are your colors for the volume profile, which you can change to whatever you want as well. Session volume profile source. So when this is set to auto, You have auto and manual. When this is set to auto, once this volume profile session ends at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the next one after that would be Asia or the Globex Open. For me, I have Asia profile that runs from 1800, which is 6 p.m. my time, until London session. And that's so what would happen is this ends at 2 p.m. Automatically, the next volume profile will start drawing on the chart at 1800. So if you want to see all your session volume profiles automatically on the chart when time for them to start, then just leave it on auto and set your times for each session. By default, they're already set for you. All right, and since we are on oil is the only one that I have set to energy fallback, which means if the auto feature wasn't working, it would fall back to just the energy market profile on the chart. All right, and your 3 different markets that we have built in so far are indexes, which is ES, NQ, Russell 2000, and the Dow Industrial Averages. And for energy, it would be oil and natural gas. And for metals, the only one that I have factored in is gold, because that's the only metal that I trade. But you can include silver, platinum, whatever in your custom profile for metals. Session volume profile data mode is ran off of ticks rather than open, high, low, close. So tick data, which is very accurate. And that's the only thing that differs from TradingView. TradingView, because we are limited the subscription level, most users are only going to be able to use open, high, low, close on TradingView. They do have a tick mode, I believe, as you go up in subscription level, and I do have a tick mode for TradingView as well, but the default is open, high, low, close. This is your liquidity ladder, show liquidity structure, which would be your previous pointer controls and your previous value area highs and lows from the previous volume sessions. Value migration basically just tells you if value is migrating up or down based on your previous volume profile sessions, which I think I only have one, mine set to just one right now. And lastly, let's see what else we got. So we got the cloud. I'll show you guys how to put the cloud up on there, the risk amount, signal colors, those are highly customizable as well. And these are your settings for your supply and demand zones. So enable auto zones will automatically draw the supply and demand zones on the chart for you, and then you can pick and choose which zones you want on the chart, your daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minutes, or 15 minutes. All right, I think that is it. Thank you guys for viewing, and to you guys that have subscribed already to KLP Ai, thank you for signing up, and hopefully you guys are seeing some good results. And there'll be a lot more content coming out, especially this week, since we launched 2 weeks ago. I'm getting a lot of requests for more KLP Ai videos and how-to videos, and just explaining how we use the program in our day-to-day trading. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Happy Memorial Day. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you guys can get notified when we upload more videos. Thank you. God bless.